Hi, I'm Amiel, and you're watching another free video courtesy of www.melindaurban.com. And you can follow the link below where you'll find lots of information about my counseling and healing facilitation services, as well as free tools and lots of information and resources on my blog. So this video is a brief commentary about the terms attachment, detachment, and non-attachment. And I wanted to speak about this because often on the spiritual journey we are letting go. And we are letting go of energies of various sorts. And so I hear people use the term detachment when they're letting go, but they're still struggling with the letting go. So I thought that this perspective might be helpful. Let's begin by defining attachment. We can be attached to a person, place, or thing, a thought, idea, beliefs, and even our emotions. From a psycho-spiritual perspective, what we're referring to is that we are emotionally invested in that energy, the person, place, or thing. And what that means is that we're having difficulty letting go of those emotions to free ourselves from that investment in that energy. And we're hanging on tight. And so one of the ways to check how invested we are, how attached we are to anything, is to ask ourselves, how do I feel about letting it go? And we may find that, well, it's simple. I can let that go, no problem. Other times we may realize that there's some hesitation for whatever reason. And it can also take us, though, to our more profound emotions, like genuine, profound fear about losing, about letting go and releasing an energy. So this is what it means to be attached. Now, when people say to me that they have let go, they say, I've detached from those energies. And this term is reasonable and understandable because it infers that there's a separation of ourselves from that energy, that person, place, or thing. However, from an emotional perspective, what I notice is that sometimes people really haven't let go. They're using that term. However, what they've done is that they have moved into the polarity of attachment. They have moved into an avoidance of the emotions. And that can come through a defensiveness or a self-protection, but what's really happening is the desire to avoid the pain, to avoid the acknowledgement of just how significant that attachment might be. And so ego is still involved. And in that case, there really hasn't been a release of the energy. They've just moved from one polarity, attachment, to the other, the detachment. So what I often suggest to people as a perspective is to consider the synthesis of those polarities. And when we bring them together, what we're really referring to is that ego is not involved, and we are bringing God's source light, spirit, into the process of letting go. In fact, that is the only way we can let go. If we are still using ego and saying, I don't care, I'm no longer invested in that, well, that's still ego. That's not including spirit. So to truly let go requires giving over those energies to spirit in trust, and that's very neutral. It means there is a complete release of those energies to our divine self. And so I suggest that the term to use for that, which may feel a little bit more neutral, is non-attachment. So I hope this perspective is helpful to you on the spiritual journey when you are intending to release some energies that you've been attached to, however, are no longer serving you. To really allow yourselves to be free. So thank you for listening. Be peace.